And the digital photo frame, I don't know, like when you go and Best Buy or I don't know, like any dealers, and you see those specs, they say, oh, how many pictures you can put that in, and if it can play MP3, things like that. But it did not say like how to, I don't know, like which processor type, how to hack it, and those stuff. And I saw one which is running Linux for $600. So like buying a laptop on eBay at $100 was the obvious choice. So here's we got the laptop, and we remove like the screen, and that's the specification of the laptop. And yeah, so that's mainly like the work for the laptop. And then you got to buy a frame, a wood frame, and this is like a white cardboard. You just like to, you need to cut and put the screen of the laptop inside so you can see the actual display. And the wood frame is bigger than the actual laptop screen. And that's the hardware result we got. So you can see like the connector of the laptop going over there, like so that the screen is down below, and it's mounted like with the, you screw it like with some metal part. And so it took him like 3 days. He got the laptop, he modified it, and I was working like on the software, but I mean like it did not took me like 3 days to have some things running. So when I saw, like it's a year ago, when I saw how the project was going, he was running Windows XP with a Pong screensaver displaying like the time, and I said, well, that's done. I have nothing to do. The software is already running. So, but after a year, I say there has to be some things better than Pong. I mean, for me, I don't know you guys, but I was not born, or I was not like aware that like video game exists when Pong started. So I said there must be like some things better than that. I mean, like my first video game console was a Coleco Vision. I said, and I know that Stefan also got like a Coleco Vision back then. And I was seeing like how much time it takes to boot, and it takes about like 2 or 3 minutes to boot Windows XP and get the actual software running. And I knew that, well, probably I can do some things that right after like the BIOS gets initialized, my software will run on it. And it will probably like be very fast. You won't have like any multitasking task, spinning the fan, making some noise. So I got that game. You may wonder like why I choose that game between all the others. In fact, it's very easy. I Google like a Coleco Vision ROM. I started like from 0 to 9 and got to the B. BC Quest for Time. And when I saw that screen, I say there's plenty of space to put the time on. It's funny. I do remember that game. So I'm gonna do it. But my plan was to do it like in 7 days. I say, I don't have that much time free. I was planning a vacation in Asia, and I say, well, I must like to move on like very quickly. And it's happened like to take 10 days instead of 7. So here like some screenshot I took, and you may wonder how did I take that screenshot? I mean, Stefan asked me that question. He said, I never saw that on Coleco Vision. It's actually like a screenshot of when you don't like put any ROM on it. But I did not have like all the characters. So in order like to have the C, the Z, or like all the numbers, I took different screenshots and I assembled. And I put just like black and white so that like my software can go through and parse all the things got into binary. And here's like all the sprite character for the games, because there's a different like font for the game. And I took like I was a bit lazy, so I took the palette from a screenshot on the internet showing Coleco Vision stuff. So the programming environment I used was very basic. I just opened Notepad. And I use a turbo assembler dated from 1992, which is able to compile up to 386. And I use DOSBox to test my software. And in fact, I got to build two projects. One which is the actual clock. And later on, I found out that, okay, my clock is running at a specific address space. But when I built some things to run from a CD-R, it's moved to another address space. So I got like to have a bootloader that copied all the things out. And at the beginning of the project, I got like some problem loading more than 4K. So I say I'm gonna do a packer. So hopefully my software will fit with all the graphic in 4K. And so I did like a runtime encoder. Yeah, that's the kind of tool I had like for this project. I got like the bitmap to binary, I got the RLE packer, and I got to reverse engineer like a CD-R in order like to boot from an actual CD, so generate my own ISO file from the exe. But the project is a COM file. I mean, it's getting like a bit messy, but it did work. So about like the artificial intelligence, because once you get the graphic and once you get the time, it's really much like a matter of, okay, to make the character actually like look like if someone is playing the video game. But I don't know if any of you have ever played Coleco Vision games for 24 hours, 7 days a week, more than a year. You got to think, okay, what like a player will do if he hands like a controller and just playing around. And I found out that, in fact, what we do is, there's two things. First we fix a goal, like we want the player like to move at a certain position in the screen. And after we reach that goal, we're gonna keep that goal for a while. So there's two random variables I need, which is position and then keep it there for a while. And same like for the speed, like in that game you can move faster, but you can move slower also. So I did like the same logic. And for the jump, it's just when there's an obstacle, the player has to jump. Unless that I want him like to lose a life. Because I make it so that each hours there's a new game and the I score never get reset. So you get like you can get like a higher I score over the time. So yeah.